Sony has officially announced that the PS4 is coming to the end of its life cycle, and really nobody should be surprised about this news because this is about the time where consoles normally get replaced by another generation. I think the PS5 is coming close to the market. I think the PS5 should be coming out in, I want to say 2020 or 2021. It could come out in 2019, but definitely not this year in 2018. I think if Sony was to release the PS5 in 2018, like the rumors have suggested, I think Sony would pretty much be slapping the consumers in the face just because this is one of the weirdest generation of gaming consoles ever, just because we have had mid life cycle updates. We've had the PS4 Pro, and then we've also had the Xbox One X. So if Sony or Microsoft were to release one in 2018, it would just be a disaster, and a lot of consumers who bought the PS4 Pro or bought the Xbox One X would definitely feel like they got ripped off when it comes to buying these consoles. So it would only make sense that Sony would want to release its next console in 2019 at the earliest. I would say 2020 or 2021. That pretty much seems about right. By that time, the PS4 Pro would have had enough time on the market where I think most people who bought in the PS4 Pro would have felt like they got their money worth with the PS4 Pro, and same thing with the Xbox One X. I know the Xbox One X just came out last year in November, so it's much more newer than the PS4 Pro, but I think it's bound to happen, and honestly, I'm not really too surprised about this news. I know a lot of people may be confused about life cycles when it comes to game consoles, but usually it happens around 6 to 7 years into the life cycle of the system, where they usually replace it with a next generation. I know last generation was really a weird situation with the whole Wii, Xbox 360, and PS3, where it was one of the longest generations in gaming history, but that was just a really weird situation. But the normal life cycle for systems are usually 6, 7 years at the most, and then they're looking at to replace these consoles with the next generation. So I don't think a lot of people should be surprised about the news. But then again, like I said, this is the weird generation of consoles where they did make half-step consoles. For instance, like I said again, the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X. And some people may be confused about the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X. A lot of people may consider those actually next-generation systems because, especially with the Xbox One X, if you look at how much power the Xbox One X has, the Xbox One X actually does feel like a next-generation system in my opinion. There's enough power there. They could have easily called the Xbox One X a different name and had the same amount of power the Xbox One X has, unlike an Xbox 2 or an Xbox 362 or whatever they want to call the next Xbox. That could have easily passed as a next-gen system. PS4 Pro, not so much, but it's still enough power to where some people may be confused about it and may think, why is Sony going to be ending the PS4 life cycle when I just bought my PS4 Pro? And when the PS4 Pro supports somewhat 4K content, and some games can play in upscaled 4K or somewhat 4K on the PS4 Pro, why are they even talking about discontinuing the PS4 console as a whole? But then you have to remember as well, if you look at the bigger pictures, those are just half-step systems. You have to also remember they play the exact same games that the original models play, the Xbox One and the base PS4 model. So they're not like you're playing different games. You're still playing in the same space as the original system. So it's not like it's actually a true next-gen system when you're still playing the same games. They don't have exclusive games for them. So it's not like you're going to be getting ripped off when Sony and Microsoft makes their next console, I want to say in 2019, 2020, or 2021. I think by that point, most people would have got their fix with the whole PS4 era and the whole Xbox One era. I think it's perfectly time for a next-generation system. And honestly, I don't blame Sony for announcing that. I think they pretty much are admitting right now that the PS4 brand as a whole is pretty much slowing down in terms of sales. They don't know how many more sales it's going to get, and a lot of people who have already wanted to play the PS4, I think, already have a PS4 at their disposal. So it makes sense to just go ahead and announce that it's the end of the life cycle for the PS4 brand and the PS4 itself. I'm not really too surprised about this news. Anyway, guys, this is Wayne from My Tech News, signing out.